Contrast is the difference between the darker parts and the brighter parts of your image. As you increase this difference, it gives the impression of stronger colors and textures, and as you decrease this difference, your photos will look a little bit more flat. If you bring any photo into an editing program with the basic sliders and move the contrast slider one way or the other, you will see this difference firsthand. In Lightroom, I'll slide the contrast slider all the way to the left. This will lower the contrast. You can see that it really makes the image look flat and dull. On the other hand, if I push the slider to the right, it deepens the shadows and brightens the highlights, giving a stronger look to the colors and textures. But if I push this too far, very quickly it can start to look unnatural and a bit weird. Also, if I use the whites and the blacks sliders, it will do the same thing. If I push the white slider to the right and the black slider to the left, this will increase the contrast. Whereas if I push the white slider to the left and the black slider to the right, this will decrease the contrast. Also, the stronger and smaller the light source at your location, the higher the contrast between the shadows and the highlights tends to be. So, for example, on a sunny day, you will have a lot of contrast, whereas on a cloudy day, because that light is being sort of reflected and the clouds are acting like a massive softbox, the contrast between the shadows and the highlights will be much smaller. So, the smaller the light source, the harder the shadows, and the higher the contrast. The bigger the light source, the softer the shadows and the lower the contrast. And this is one of the many reasons why on a cloudy day, your images might look more dull than when the sun is out. Now, if you want to learn more about photography, watch this video next. And if you want to learn about astrophotography, click on this one down here. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for weekly photography tutorials. I'll see you next time.